First item of business is the minutes. They were sent via email. Any alterations or corrections? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to pass the minutes as written.
And I will second that. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, 2-0. Jared, right to you.
So, under the old business, I do not have any update on the Carl Helms tile replacement or the city accepting that, either one. I don't have an update on either of those. The Carnes Open Ditch, which is in Chester Township, John Inyart finished that, I believe, a week ago. I think it was last week. Finished leveling the spoil and everything up, and so that job is completed. The Jacob Johnson Drain, you guys were both present for that meeting, but just so that we have it in our records, the maintenance increase was approved. There was one letter of objection out of that entire watershed that was filed, and there was nobody there to speak for it. There was nobody there to speak against it. There was one gentleman sitting in the audience that I don't know if he was even there for that meeting or if he just was there, but there was basically nobody from the public at that meeting, so went pretty smooth, real smooth. So, and then on the new business, have another on-call agreement for emergency repairs. This is a contractor. I think he did one job for us maybe last year that a landowner had called him, and so we just worked it out, figured it out. But he does good work, or I think he does good work. I figured we would just ask him if he wanted to. There was a couple jobs that somebody had asked if he could bid on or do for us, and I said, he's not on our list. Let me see if the board would like to approve him as a contractor, and if so, then we can move forward, so.
I had this come up with another board and resulted in some good research. Did we have a deadline for contractors to respond to our request for proposals?
We did from the ones that we sent them to.
Okay,
We did not, because it's under the threshold where we have to advertise it,
okay,
we did not advertise like to the world with a deadline. So these are contractors that were not mailed a bid packet with a deadline.
okay.
So,
I would
because
generally,
otherwise, I agree, if
Okay.
there's a deadline, you didn't fill it out, sorry about your luck. I would agree 100%. Is this different? And I guess I'm gonna ask that question. Are these different because they were not included in that original packet with a deadline?
if there was no notice to these individuals, either public or otherwise, then yes, I would say that that would be different. The other option we would have is to thank them for their interest and put them on the mailing list for next year. And just say you didn't meet the standards for 2026, we'll be sending this out, we'll include you on the request list for 2027.
And I would agree, the one difficulty for us is of the ones that we sent out, 20 some, I forget, or 30, I think there might have been 30, close to 30. We got half of them probably back, which maybe a little over half. That kind of puts us in a little bit of a pickle in the spring and fall of not having enough. And then when I have other guys that express interest in it, that it's like, I hate to say no if there's a way not to.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure that we have contract insurance, all that information from them, so.
Okay.
I think it's only helps you, right?
Helps more the landowner of getting things fixed, and especially with
But it
like
helps
tile
you
repairs.
to have more people to choose from, is my point.
It helps, yes. So the contractor, it's Schaefer Excavating LLC. Kevin Schaefer is the gentleman's name that's the owner. And we have all of his department certificate, insurance information, all of that was submitted, so.
So I need a motion to allow him to be on it, or just?
Yeah,
Yep.
like I say, he was not on the original list of contractors that we mailed out to.
I'll move to accept this and then add him to the list of contractors for you.
I will second that. All in favor, aye? 2-0.
that's all of the business that I had to bring in front of you.
You want to briefly discuss what we discussed in Allen County at their possible next year
What Adams County is going to do, or what?
with the joint drainage notices and that kind of thing? You were saying that
Approval of
possibly
the increases all at once.
the increases
Okay,
incorporated
so-
in one, not that we will, but to ponder.
So I guess just something to throw out there. On Wednesday evening, one of the commissioners from Adams County talked to me. And I guess Adams County is going to take proposal from a engineering firm contractor that they would go through all of their maintenance rates, see what they needed to be, if they needed to be raised, all that, which, knowing what some of the maintenance rates are in Adams County, I'm sure that there are some that need raised. But then, rather than go piecemeal one watershed at a time, they did this in Johnson County. They had one day of hearings, and they would do like groups of 10 or something. And I don't know all the details. I don't know what they did. If all of them that are $3 an acre, they're at this time. All of them that are $4 an acre, they're at this. I don't know how they did it. But they basically had one full day of nothing but hearings and approved all of their maintenance increases that they needed to do in one day. Adams County is taking proposal from the same company, same engineering firm that did that for Johnson County. I don't know that we would need to do that with a consulting firm. I don't know that we would. And we've, over the last 20 years, we've had several maintenance increase hearings. We've got several of them where they need to be. There are some that probably are low and need raised. If we've already got the maintenance report done, if we've already got all of that stuff done, do we need to hire a consultant to do it? But just maybe the method of like, okay, we're gonna advertise 20 of these or however many, and you just do them all in one day. That maybe that is a different way of looking at it, not something that anybody's really done in the past other than Johnson County, but maybe that's the way to go about it. I would like to attend the one in Adams County if they go through with that and just see how it goes. And is it something that maybe we do need to hire somebody to help us with? Maybe we do. Is it something that we could do in-house and do ourselves? Maybe we could do it ourselves. I want to see how it goes over there, so.
Keep us abreast.
If they go ahead and approve that and go through with it, I just kind of want to sit back and watch and see how it goes. But as we talked about after the meeting the other night, if you do those meetings individually, one after, you have to say all the things that you have to say in that hearing, and you say it over and over and over and over again, that if you can say it once and it applies to 10 different ones, like, it just saves time. And, but yeah, it was kind of an interesting thing. I was a bit shocked that Adams County was gonna look at doing something like that, but good for them, and it'll be nearby. It'll be easy to go over and watch it as it happens, so. And I don't think like I say, with some of our maintenance rates where they're at, there's a number of them that we've already raised, and we wouldn't need to change. That we wouldn't be looking at doing 140 watersheds all on the same day. I think Adams County is gonna be looking at doing like 120 of them all at one time.
I'll try to never get to that point if we can.
Well, hopefully, yeah, you don't let it get to that point, so.
Well, keep us abreast, so we know.
It'll be interesting. I want to keep track of like when it's going to happen, all that. I want to watch that as a spectator, see. And I'm sure, and maybe that's one of the advantages of using that consultant. After they do a couple or three of these, whatever, they're going to learn like what to do, what not to do. Maybe having help is a good thing of somebody that's been through it before and knows how to kind of manage it. Maybe that's a good thing. Right now, I don't know that we would or wouldn't need anybody to help us do that.
Deal.
But other than that, that's all I have.
Very good.
This may not be the appropriate board to raise this. I was contacted by the attorney for our regional sewer district. Our contractor employee for the Wells County portion, Mr. Brown, is getting older. Maybe considering retirement. So the appropriate Wells County boards need to start considering a replacement, whether there's a full-time employee and what benefits we need to entice a new employee for that role. We've had that issue with some of our other appointed positions over the last couple years, where we have had wonderful employees at Wells County and representing Wells County who, you know, have made their way through the world, but to recruit new people in and to potentially get younger people involved, sometimes benefits and different things are necessary. So I just float that balloon for the commissioners, the surveyor, and everyone on this district board, or everyone on the drainage board, excuse me, and you know, we'll have to discuss it at some point at the commissioner level as well. But that's just something for us to put on our future items. Yes.
And I will say, with the Liberty Center project, the Toxin project coming up, Murray project, there are times that our drains and that sewer project cross paths, we'll say. That it's good to have a good working relationship, myself and this board, with whoever that person ends up being. That I think that's most of your small towns have some kind of a county drain in them. So there's always that interaction. So having a good person in that position is good for us, even if we don't have any other influence on it.
Leon normally attends the commissioner meetings, so we can get more details. I
Yep.
try to follow up with LA or Andy periodically, just to stay in and follow the newspaper and what their meetings entail. So, okay, hearing anything else? Not, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.